We're good to go. Okay. Hi. This channel is dedicated to the virtual church Sanctuary of Play that has the joyful mission that play is a sacred gift and an innate part of our natures which should be celebrated. We feel that play is a basic need like sleep, food and water, shelter, and community. And like those practices, play is good for us, has a purpose, and can be expressed in many ways. We're going to be talking about play in general and encouraging play in our lives. Play is a constant part of creation and existence. Animals like otters make mudslides to play. Babies laugh when we play peekaboo. Symphonies and operas are played across the centuries. Nations compete in sporting events. The celestial bodies look like they dance across the heavens. Everything plays, and we feel that's worth celebrating. And the mission of the church is celebrating play as a sacred practice. The values at the moment, we're still forming our values. We have extensive... I like playing with spreadsheets, so I talked the board and some advisors into doing some thought exercises with me. So these values might evolve over time, but at the moment, the values are play is sacred, play is good, good play is fair and honest, and play is personal, private, and social, and can elevate community. This is my third stream. The first one was just before Christmas, and it was about joy. The outline for that, because I didn't record it, is over on the Patreon. And so having, just expressed what our values are, like play is good, good play is fair and honest, it's a little bit ironic that I would like our third stream and second sermon to be about practicing practice. You don't have to be good. We get pushed early and often. We just get pushed. We get pushed to hit deadlines. We get pushed to do grades. We get pushed to excel. We get pushed to please people, to get to the next level in education, to hit that quarterly KPI, to advance in our careers, to do life events like partnerships, weddings. If you're lucky enough and you want that births, etc., there's just a lot of pressure to go at somebody else's pace, to be perfect, to be winning. And I think it's important to remind you that you can go at your own pace. You can define your own goals, and you're allowed to change your mind about your pace and your goals. And not every type of play needs to be a win. There's a lot of play that is experiencing or practicing. It doesn't even have an end goal. There's nothing to win. And as play is an innate and natural part of our natures as beings, and since not all play needs to win, it's okay not to be good. It's okay not to be fast. You could be slow. It's okay to go back and revisit things, to revise things, and to redo things. You don't have to rush to the next thing. You're allowed to take your time. You're allowed to savor the moment. Even if the moment ironically doesn't feel good because you're struggling, it's okay to savor the struggle because you're challenging yourself and that's your choice. It's okay for, if you have to feel like you're winning, for the win to be that you know why you didn't do as well as yesterday, or you tried, or you did do better than yesterday. Just, it's okay to be off the rat race and be slow. But what would that look like? And in practicing, how would you practice that? So one thing it could look like would be to have a practice or a habit or a ceremony or a self-indulgence of taking an orange into the shower and sitting there with the water streaming on you, eating the delicious orange, and having the steam of the shower activate the smell of as you peel back the rind, and just luxuriating in being alive and having the sensation of being the temperature that you want in this comforting environment of the shower, enjoying an orange. It could just be that simple. Another thing that could be practicing, not having to be good, is taking your time reading a book and actually having it be either a physical book or a media where you can leave notes, where you're not rushing to get to the conclusion and you're not trying to do a read through to make it fast enough to keep up with the book club, but go ahead and let yourself have like Sharpies and highlighters and mark up your book as you read. When you run across something that you're pretty sure is going to be important later, you could like highlight it and write a question for yourself in the margin. And then later, when you're right, you could like put I was right in the margin, and then flip back and read all the way through now that you know that you're right. Back to like loop back. It doesn't have to be a linear read through. That's one way you could play and practice just enjoying the moment with a book. You can rewatch your favorite comfort show or game. If there's like, I love to go back, and I didn't catch it when it was on. I missed it completely. But Prince did the halftime show for the NFL, and it is joyful. I adore it. So it's my comfort watch. I go and I watch it again. If there's something, it doesn't matter how unimportant or important it is. If there's something that you like, that who cares if it's the 300th time you've watched it? And personally, it's okay that this, my third chat, is probably going to be really short. And I'm trying to record it. So I'm hopefully going to edit it and put it up on Patreon. And maybe if it comes out clean enough, I might put it over on YouTube, because I don't have anything going there yet. And I know in the future, I'm going to be embarrassed and horrified at my production quality. And that's okay, because I'm doing it. I'm practicing it. I don't have to be good yet. But all of these are very intentional and very focused. And it's also okay to not be ambitious. And you don't have to make everything meaningful or intentional. You don't have to stuff a focused activity into every waking moment. You can just be. You can also practice stopping. Even Simone Biles walked away from a competition because she needed to practice stopping. She got what was known as the twisties, I think, where we all have an awareness of where we are in our bodies. Like, I'm not in front of a mirror and I can still touch my nose. I'm kind of aware of where my nose is. I think it's called proprioception. Don't quote me on that. And she lost her absolute Olympic level awareness of where she was and where her body was doing that. And so she paused. She just stopped. And that's okay. And that itself is a choice and a practice. I've heard the phrase, we aren't human doings, we're human beings. And about just being like meditating or whatever. And I think both are good. I'm sure I'll have a talk later talking about the difference, but for now, it's okay whether or not you want to be focused on doing or focused on being. I don't think there's a value judgment to be had in either thing. Do what you want. And it's okay to not care about winning. I have a friend I did a lot of playing with. We went to a lot of festivals. There was a lot of being in eateries late at night with groups of people where sometimes decks of cards came out, or we would be at holiday family parties where some of the families had a game board practice. And in those highly social environments, my friend found it disharmonious to focus on there being winners and losers. So when it came to, but there were other people who were like, I want to play with you. That's how I want to be inclusive. That is harmonious. So we had to find kind of this middle ground of either revamping games so there was no win condition, or finding games where it was us against the game so that everyone could have fun. The winning doesn't have to be everything. It's okay to be more into the practice of doing something than any result that might happen. Like, one of my housemates is learning to play piano. I'm sure sometime in the future it will be important for them that they can sit down and go through a piece, either at a recital or at a gathering or for a loved one or for their own personal satisfaction. But on a weekly basis, I hear scales, and that's okay. There doesn't have to be an end result. There doesn't have to be something consumable for somebody else, or even consumable for you, for a practice to be valid. Sometimes the practice is the joy. I know quilters who don't want to get into some of their stash because they just love taking out the materials and dreaming over them and arranging them and treating it kind of like its own art project to see how different colors would go against each other. And even then, when they have cut things out and made blocks, say, for example, it's not a kit where they're told what to do, but a shape that they're enjoying. And there are many different configurations that you could put this shape together, either flipping it or using different colors. I know quilters who, because I saw them, because we're in the same conference space, like, this is a big quilters conference, and there were entire tables dedicated to just taking out the finished blocks and arranging them and rearranging them in conversation with other people so that you could kind of get towards being able to join all the blocks together to finally make the quilt. And that was a valid activity. They loved it. Or if you're singing along to whatever broadcast thing that you're enjoying, it's just the practice of singing along. There might be some other I'm putting together in my head and in notes, and I will publish it on Patreon later. Different focuses for what types of play to look into, and definitely singing along is one of the types of play I want to look into. So I will probably have a stream at some point where I'm just streaming stuff and doing extremely bad karaoke because COVID took my voice. I used to sound so different. But also, it can be entirely private. You can have a stack of printouts of your favorite coloring page where it's your comfort and your joy to color the exact same way, time after time after time. That still counts. To somebody else who's more focused on an outward expression that will win validation or needs progression to feel good about themselves, having the comfort printout that you make the eyes the same color every single time because they're your favorite colors and that makes you happy, that wouldn't be good. And so when I'm talking about in this chat about it's okay not to be good, some of it's okay not to worry about what other people think is good. If you want to do all the side quests in a video game and don't care about a final score or, a fast playthrough, or if you really love fast playthroughs and don't care about getting 100% final quest, okay. It's okay. Take your time. Savor the moment. Savor the progress. And be slow. It's winter where I am. And it's almost New Year's. This is a really good time to think about being chill. But we're also kind of reminded to be not chill at this our most chill amount of quiet part of the winter with New Year's resolutions. So it's okay to not be good at New Year's resolutions. We don't even do resolutions in my household anymore. We were introduced to the New Year's bingo card concept, and we've had a lot of fun playing with that. We also did not get bingo. And that's okay. One of our bingo squares was my partner and I to make they love Pokemon, to make a fake Pokemon Pokedex and region based around us as people, where we grew up, where we're living, in jokes about the relationship. And it's not finished. It's not going to be finished by the end of the year. We stepped way back and we're like, all right, maybe if we just set our legendaries and our starters and have the basics of our Pokedex done, that'll be good enough for this year. And next year we can talk about the regions and start all of that. It's very nerdy. I love it. But even that's not marked off on our bingo card. And that's okay. And we made sure to put things on the bingo card that are going to be surprises for us. I think one of us has a square about aliens. And another one of us got a square about one of our siblings either getting married or having a child. Completely out of our control. And I think that that's good. But we do have a New Year's bingo instead of New Year's resolutions. Because that's a lot of pressure. It's winter. It's New Year's. So, as a closing statement, I'd like to say that as you're reminded about the passage of time this week and over the next month leading up to Lunar New Year. Consider what your practices are and how to be kinder to yourself. What do you want? Thank you for chatting with me today. I will be back streaming some other time. I'll probably talk about these at some point. This was in case I needed to have something to do with my hands. They're meditation bottles. And happily, I didn't have to get into them. So, another time. All right? Have a great day. Bye.